For 40 years, we've built more than just a company. At Alterman, we're not just employees, we're owners. From humble beginnings to industry leaders, our journey has been defined by commitment, collaboration, and the belief that we all share in the success we create. As we celebrate 4 decades of employee ownership, we honor the past, embrace the present, and look boldly toward the future.
The ESOP opportunity is a really special and unique one, I think, from a benefits perspective. It gives employees a chance to live the American dream. You get to be part owner of a company and build something for the future of your company and your family both.
It's one of those nebulous things that's like, how is this really going to benefit me in the here and now? And you got to think beyond that. The time goes by very fast. And before you know it, a decade has gone by. Before you know it, two decades have gone by. Realize the benefit of the ESOP and understand what it means for you today and what it will mean for you and your family in the future.
I do know that initially, Mr. Alterman, Dick Alterman, did not know if it would work. Like, they were skeptical that in the first few years that it was actually going to hold ground and be successful long term. But if you could imagine the Alterman family, Nathan Alterman, 1923, found the company, and then in the 50s, Dick comes in, takes over, and then Dick works his career through the 80s and realizes that he wants an exit strategy. He wants a way to keep the company going because he loves the employees, wants to make sure that they continue to have a career. So he had a couple options. He could sell the company, he could just dissolve the company, sell the assets and take the money, or he could do this newfangled thing called ESOP that was fairly new back then. He had recently hired Don Kirkendall to try to craft it, and they went for it. Dick will say that the ESOP is really what created a lot of the success story behind the Alterman that we know today.
So I would describe the ESOP as a condition of quiet confidence or enthusiasm, but not really talked a lot. We didn't talk about it much. I would say that changed a few years later because I joined the ESOP in 1989, so at that point it had been around 5 years. That changed a few years later when we converted to an S-Corp ESOP. It started having different conversations. Prior to that, very, very little was ever said around the office about the ESOP. It was very, very quiet, very subdued.
When I came into the ESOP in 2004, it wasn't something that we spoke about as much as we talk about today. Over time, I felt like we brought the ESOP more into light, and then most recently have really embraced it. Now that we've established this intention around retirement benefits, it's much easier to talk about the ESOP in more of a public and transparent light.
Our journey through the history of our ESOP plan showcases how employee ownership has shaped our company's success. But a plan this significant doesn't thrive on its own. It requires thoughtful management, careful planning, and a shared commitment to its ongoing success.
So there is a delicate balance between the needs of the ESOP and the needs of the company. The ESOP every year takes a significant amount of cash injection to cover the obligation to the employees, to the employee owners every year. But also think about the amount of cash that the company needs to invest in itself to continue to grow. So we have to balance the benefit level of the ESOP and the cash/growth needs of the company so that we can maintain share price increase, gradual responsible growth over time. And the sustainability of that balance is the art of managing the ESOP.
ESOPs are complicated. I've worked with 401k plans for many years, and I heard someone say, if you've seen one 401k plan, you've seen them all. If you've seen one ESOP, you've seen one ESOP. And here at Alterman, the benefit level is pretty incredible. And what goes into that are several different pieces. So there's a cash contribution that goes into that. But there's also, when other employees leave who didn't own, vested means owned, who weren't vested or didn't own all of their stocks, those come back to our employee owners. So that's another part of the benefit that comes to employees. But the biggest part of the benefit level is the stock growth. So all of those pieces go together to create the benefit.
The benefit level that the ESOP provides the employee owners has averaged well over 30% for the past decade. So imagine what is the benefit level? The benefit level is the cash injected into the ESOP along with the share price appreciation added together. So what is the increase from your previous year's balance to the next year's balance has averaged over 30% a year, which is significant. Very significant retirement plan here at Alterman. At year 10 is when the increase in ESOP value every year matches an employee's salary. So regardless of what your salary is, at year 10 is when you are putting more money into the ESOP. Well, the ESOP is growing at a rate equal to or greater than your salary. So imagine if you are a $50,000 a year employee, at year 10, your ESOP balance is increasing by $50,000 a year, and every year of tenure beyond that is actually increasing more than that. So, and that statement works for whatever your salary is, which is significant. What other retirement avenue would you be socking away 100% of your salary every year? And even more if you work here for more than 10 years. It's a significant stat. It shows the health of our plan, and I'm super proud to be able to tell everybody that it really is true.
I have worked with 401k plans for many, many years. But when I had heard of ESOP plans, but as a concept, not as a reality, I didn't understand the full value. And right off the bat, I met this amazing employee named Eddie. And I'm brand new at Alterman, and Eddie pops his head into my office and introduces himself and says, "Hi, I'm Eddie. I am getting ready to go meet with my financial planner. Can you pull a copy of my 401k statement and my ESOP statement that are the most recent?" And my first thought when I pulled Eddie up on my computer is, wow, he is a warehouse and logistics lead. And he has a financial planner. You go, that's awesome. And my second thought was, over the years I've had so many difficult conversations with employees who haven't saved enough for retirement. And that's the norm. And I was getting prepared for it as a brand new employee. And I pulled Eddie's statement, and I looked at his 401k statement, and I looked at his ESOP statement, and I got goosebumps. I had never seen that kind of a situation, and I was grinned from ear to ear, and in fact went home and told my husband, I'm in the right place.
I know that I wouldn't have the retirement through the ESOP today if it wasn't for those that came before me. I'm very grateful for that. You know, I can remember conversations with Carl Weil, conversations with John Wright, conversations with Dick Alterman and with Sue. Dick loved knowing about the people, and makes me feel good to know that Dick had the foresight to set up the ESOP to take care of the people.
Understanding the power of our ESOP plan is just the beginning. As employee owners, we each play a critical role in its success. Together, we can unlock new opportunities, increase value, and ensure that our shared future is brighter than ever.
I think one of the things for me, when I have an opportunity to talk to people about the ESOP, it's a condition of knowing that we're working for ourselves rather than working for someone else. It's also a condition of that I know that as fellow employee owners, you have my back, but I've also got your back. And it's my hope that the people that are currently here get the same benefit that I got. The people that I've even yet to meet, haven't walked through the door, haven't signed on the dotted line, so to speak, that they realize the benefit and the incredible opportunity that an ESOP provides. And if that's one message that I could get across to some of our younger folks today, is don't miss out on this opportunity. Get engaged, understand, talk with other fellow company owners, understand what the benefit is. Be prepared to be surprised. When you get that first stock certificate, you're like, oh, this is not bad. When you get that third one, that fifth one, be prepared to be surprised.
The beauty of it is, though, is that we all have direct control over the success. We all have direct control over the success. Each one of us plays an integral role, whether you work in marketing, whether you work the front desk, whether you're the CEO, an estimator, project manager, all of the support people, finance, IT, whoever, everybody plays a significant role in the company, and we all got to do our part.